Only 9.8% of the 10th parliament was comprised of women, and 20.7% of the sitting parliament is women, making this number the lowest in East Africa. Notably, the Constitution of Kenya readily recognizes women by way of creation of special seats for women that results in the election of 47 women into the National Assembly, nomination of 16 women by political parties, and one woman representing the youth and persons with disability into the Senate and county governments, and appointment of women into decision-making bodies. However, this has not been achieved, and the Building Bridges initiative raises recommendations of how to achieve it by scrapping the position of women representative and instead having double representation at the Senate level with one male and one female senator.
That is one of the things that I have had issue with, because if we had a constitution that was very progressive in the manner that it was, that you are having women representatives in parliament. Perhaps we made a mistake in making it apply in the way that it did. But this proposal that is being given will not work in this sense, because representation in Senate especially operates on this principle that you have equal representation from each county, and each county has an equal vote. So when you double that up, then you lose that principle of representation. So if we would have gotten to a point where our political parties, and this is the basis of representation, our political parties could actually enforce and implement the law as regards gender representation, then we'll not need to add double representation in Senate, because then the political parties will ensure that their nominations at political party stage take account of gender, so that you are not nominating 4 men and nominating 1 woman, or 4 men and a lesser number of women, or vice versa. So I think we are tackling the problem from the wrong angle. We should have begun with political parties, because it is political parties that largely give forth this kind of representation at national level.
Another recommendation in the Building Bridges initiative is that the governor and his deputy will be of the opposite gender to achieve equal representation.
Yes, that is also a recommendation which the governors have opposed. But I think where we are headed is beyond affirmative action. And the essence of affirmative action was to get certain categories of the community, and in this case women, who had been neglected systemically, get them to a certain level where they will not need to struggle to speak, that their voices will not need lifting up, that they will speak and they would have an equal voice to men. But where we are getting is a point where we are looking at reaching a level where we would suppress this gender that had earlier had an upper hand. Because then if we maintain that in every position you will have, where you have a man, then you must have a woman, you are taking away the right of the people to choose the leaders that they want, or the leaders that they see fit to lead them. Because take an example of a governor aspirant who is running, and then he chooses a lady. That would mean that the people will have no choice in the case that governor exists the stage for whatever reason, whether it is by resignation or by death, whichever. They will have no option but to do with a deputy governor who takes up that office, a governor who perhaps does not meet the requirements of the people. So it is force-feeding the people. If we had retained the level of affirmative action and implemented it where it mattered, at the political parties level, at appointments, when we are doing appointments, because the law right now provides that when you're making appointments, then you must take into account that gender requirement. If we tackled that angle, then we would not have a problem. We would not need then to insist that if there is a male governor, then you have a female one, or if there is a female one, then you have a male as deputy.
Here we dissect by the decision of where you lie on matters representation of the women is in your hands. Dissecting the BBI here on Switch TV, I'm David Kagina.